need some dry active yeast. I need some dry active yeast because I think that's what it's called, but I need it to make breads. I use a lot of it for bread, and it expires. You can't keep it that long, maybe like a year. And you're supposed to put it actually in the refrigerator when you are done with it. So it's very